Hello everyone, let's have ourselves a chat. I'm John from Rusty Chains, and today our unscripted chat is about the newest Payday 3 statement from yesterday. The long and short of it is they acknowledge Payday 3 is not in a good place. They are assembling what they call a strike team of veteran developers to get the game back on track. And once that team figures out how they want to do things going forward, they will announce their plans in February. They also ask that people submit feature requests on the feature upvote page, where you can submit things or upvote other submissions. So I want to go through those three main points: the strike team, the upcoming plans, and the feature upvotes. So, starting with the strike team. They say it's a veteran team, like a veteran strike team from different teams of Starbreeze that they've assembled to fix the game. So my question is this: why are you making it this big thing? Why are you phrasing it like this super awesome strike team is gonna fix it? Like, if you already had these people working on Payday, weren't they already working on fixing it? Like, how does what changes here? What does the strike team initiative change? You know, are you gonna have the fucking Avengers come in and code 30 new heists and a reworked armor system or something? No, you already have these people. So I don't really understand where they're coming from with that. And if the answer is these people weren't already working on fixing Payday before the creation of the strike team, what were they doing? If you already had access to this veteran team, these super resources that are going to fix everything, why were they not already fixing the game? And if they were already fixing the game, how does this change anything? You haven't explained that in any significant way. Like, I don't understand what the strike team does here. Now, full disclosure, as a Starbreeze partner, over the last weekend they did ask us to submit some things that weren't working for Payday 3, things we'd like to see changed. So I assume the strike team is going to look at those, or at least take that into account. But I just think it's this case of, because as they said, the strike team is currently creating a plan. So I'm wondering if they just don't have their ears to the ground enough, if they have to call the partners and be like, hey, ask this, or if they're like still working on a plan. And they also said to use the feature upvote page. Now, this is probably the meanest thing I've ever said in a Payday video, so to that I apologize. But the feature upvote page is fucking worthless. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of suggestions on there, with hundreds or thousands of upvotes, and only 2 have been implemented. One of which is removed de novo, and the other I think is just a bug fix. And those are both from the beta. The beta was in, July? August? It has been 6 months, almost. And nothing from the feature upvote page, aside from those 2 things, has made it into the game. I don't know if it's an unwillingness or an inability to scrape that page and implement that feedback and action it. But right now, by having this post tell everyone, go look at the feature upvote page, you're just showing that there's a massive list of things people have asked for that you haven't done anything about. And now you're sitting here like, we need a plan. We need feedback. Help us come up with a plan. Like, the feedback's been here. All the partners have been saying it. All the forums, the Reddit, everyone's been saying it. The feature upvote page that you're not using has been saying it. And I think it's almost alarming to me that we are now in the stage of, we're coming up with a plan, when all of this has been here the whole time. That bothers me so much. And that brings me to the last thing I want to talk about in this brief little video. We have to start looking at Payday 3's timetable, its lifespan. Starbreeze told us, and we mentioned this in our press video last summer, that Payday 3 has an 18-month lifespan. That is their contract. That is how long Payday 3 is having post-launch support. That started in September, specifically September 21st. That'll be 4 months ago this upcoming weekend at the time of recording this. Or maybe Monday. I'm recording this on the 18th. I don't feel like doing the math. Whichever. In a few days, it'll have been 4 months. And that time has just not been used. We're 4 months into 18 months. October was a write-off. There were no updates. Everyone knows that. January is a write-off. There are no updates this month, seemingly. I believe we can say that. They've said we'll announce our plans in February. But that's the other thing. If you're just announcing the plans in February, is anything coming with that? How long is it going to take to develop and action these plans you're now making in January? Is it going to take a month, 2 months, 3 months from the announcement of the plans in February? Because February will be 5 months on from the release of Payday 3. If we get to March, we're a third of the way through the game's lifespan. So I think something that's not being talked enough about is the fact that Starbreeze is fighting the clock here in a lot of different ways. Because on the one hand, they have to fix the game fast enough for people to come back, because it's no secret that the game is bleeding players. It only is a few hundred a day now. You have to do it fast enough to make people still care and want to come back. You also have to do it fast enough that you can release these things by end of lifespan and fix this game by end of lifespan. Because what happens when that 18 months are up? You know? Is Plyon gonna foot the bill for another extension contract? Personally, I doubt it. They've publicly said they were unhappy with Payday 3's sales figures, and it's just bleeding players. And now Starbreeze has also just done this statement where they're like, yeah, we know the game's not in a good state. We're assembling a super team, and we're gonna announce a plan in a few months to fix it. And again, I hate to be mean, but if I'm a publisher and I've already said this game hasn't sold well, and then I check in, no one's playing, and the developers are like, sorry, we're in crisis mode, we're fixing it, I'm not renewing that contract. So let's say hypothetically we get to, I believe, March or April 2025 when Payday 3's lifespan contract ends. What happens? You know, does Starbreeze sell the rights for Payday 3, or the publishing rights, I should say? Do they shop it around for another publisher if Plyon doesn't renew? Their D&D game's not going to be out by then, surely. If it is, I don't think that game's got any chance if they do that in a year. But, like, what do they do if it's not out? And nobody wants to pick up Payday 3? Do they go back to Payday 2 again? Like, it scratches my head. It's rustling my jimmies, because we don't have much time to fix this. Like, we have a year and a few months right now, but that's not very long, considering we've already gone a few months into this. And I just don't believe Starbreeze has an ability to release updates in a quick or efficient manner. You know, we saw they didn't do anything for all of October update-wise because they had to fix their development pipeline so it didn't wipe all the progress. And they still haven't said how that wasn't detected pre-launch, that you can't update the game without it wiping everything. That's still absurd. And now there's nothing in January. And, like, we have game-breaking bugs in the game right now. Syntax error launched over a month ago at this point. and it launched with the bug that you can't use overkill weapons on Touch the Sky, because it just deletes them as they come through the skylight. That's a core game mechanic that's missing on a heist, that it's just been deleted from a heist, from a known issue and a bug. And it'll be probably 2 months before that's fixed. These are critical things that don't get fixed in a timely manner. It's unacceptable. You know, I had a bit of hope when they dropped the 2 classic heists, the 2 legacy heists in November, and then immediately dropped syntax error. Like, okay, you've kind of got a good cadence going on here. But then they took all of December for a vacation, fair enough. But then January, there's nothing coming out. You know, there's just... Looking at the feature update page, and their track record for going months at a time without updating live services, I just don't believe Starbreeze can operate, or has shown the capability of operating in a quick and efficient manner that we need to see if we're going to get this game back on track, especially in the next 18 months. I'm sorry to be a downer. I know I've been just like completely almost hostile this video, which I don't want to do, but you know, I love Payday. I really do. I know it doesn't sound like it from this video. I love the series. I want it to succeed. I want Payday 3 to be awesome. But this whole new post just reads to me like they don't have a plan. They're just now starting to create a plan. And however long it takes to implement that plan, it might be too late for anything worth salvaging at that point. I don't know how they're going to do it. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Until then, don't forget to stay rusty. Goodbye, everyone.